So, what can a ukulele playing octopus possibly teach us about storytelling? Well, as it turns out, pretty much everything. We're going to dive into how this wonderfully weird character actually holds all the keys to creating a great story, whether that's a huge movie or, just your own life story.
And this is where it all begins. This one idea is so incredibly powerful because it's just so true. You know that intimidating blank page, the empty canvas, that quiet moment before you start talking? That's not a roadblock. That is the starting line. It's the one thing every single creator has in common. Everybody starts with nothing. Okay, so how do you turn that nothing into something? Well, you follow a timeless recipe. See, a story isn't just a bunch of stuff that happens. It's a journey, and it has a very specific formula. You need a character, you need something they want more than anything, and you need a huge problem that gets in their way. Character, want, and conflict. That's it. That's the engine behind every great story you've ever heard.
Let's really break that recipe down. First up, you need a character. Could be anybody, right? But for us, let's make it an octopus who plays the ukulele. Why not? Step 2, you have to give them a want, a really deep desire. And number 3, and this is the most important part, you gotta make it hard for them. You have to throw a wrench in the works.
And our octopus, well, he doesn't just want a snack. Oh no, this octopus has some big dreams. He wants a totally awesome, shining, purple spaceship that can travel between galaxies. The sheer size of this want is what gets us hooked immediately. It's huge, it's very specific, and it's just wonderfully absurd. It's the perfect fuel for a story you're not going to forget.
And it's a fair question, right? I mean, if the character wants something so bad, why not just let him have it? Why can't our octopus just swim down to the corner store and pick one up? Well, the answer to that question is basically the difference between a story and just a boring sentence.
And this right here shows the difference perfectly. On one side, you have octopus gets a spaceship, the end. It's dull, it's forgettable, and honestly, who cares? But the awesome story, the one we all lean in to hear, is the one where the octopus has to earn it. The struggle, the failures, the trying again, that isn't just filler, that is the story. So the octopus gets to work building this spaceship. And let's look at the materials for this first attempt, shall we? We've got fizzy pop cans, glue, string, umbrellas, and waffles. Yes, waffles. It's such a perfect, hilarious picture of what a first draft feels like. It's ambitious, it's patched together with whatever you have lying around, and it's probably doomed. And yeah, it doesn't work, just flat out fails. And isn't that just one of the most relatable feelings in the world? You pour all your energy into something, you use all your best waffles, and the result is nothing. Not a big explosion, just a quiet fizzle, a failure.
So, does our octopus give up? No way! It's time for attempt number 2. And this time he's collaborating. An adorable bunny shows up to help, which, is another classic part of the creative process. When you can't figure it out on your own, you bring in a friend. The only problem is, your friends aren't always rocket scientists.
And the result of round 2? It's not a spaceship. It's just a big mess. And this is another one of those crucial lessons, right? Trying again, even bringing in help, doesn't mean you're going to succeed. Sometimes your second draft is even worse than the first. The problem wasn't a lack of effort. It was that the whole plan was wrong from the start.
And this is where we hit the emotional bottom. The octopus is heartbroken. It's that moment of pure despair that I think we all recognize, that rock bottom feeling where your dream feels completely and totally impossible. This is the danger zone. This is the point where most great ideas just die.
So what do you do when you hit that wall? When you've tried and failed, and then you've tried again and failed even harder? Is that it? Is the story over? Is this how it ends, with a sad octopus and a giant, sticky, waffly mess?
No. And this right here is the most important twist in the entire story. The octopus doesn't try to build another spaceship. It doesn't write up a new business plan. It just stops trying. It goes back to the thing it loves, to who it really is. It plays the ukulele, not to solve the problem, but just because music is good for a broken heart. And as the octopus is just playing from the soul, something really strange and wonderful starts to happen. People start to gather around to listen. Friends, strangers, and get this, a few of them just happen to be rocket scientists. The solution wasn't forced. It was attracted, drawn in by this pure, authentic act of passion. And that's the turn.
The resolution doesn't just fall out of the sky. It slowly starts to take shape, all on its own. By being true to himself, a ukulele-playing octopus, our hero brought the exact help he needed right to his doorstep. The answer was never in the waffles. It was in the ukulele the whole time. And this leads us to the final, really beautiful idea here. It doesn't even really matter if the octopus gets the spaceship in the end. The point is that when one story ends, especially in what feels like a failure, it's never really the end. It's just making space for the next story to start. Creativity isn't a single project. It's a cycle. And the ultimate message from this little octopus story is this. You already have everything you need. Your unique passions, your weird little hobbies, your own personal ukulele, whatever that is for you, you've already got what it takes to turn that nothing into a complete and beautiful story.
And that brings us right back to where we started. We all begin with a little bit of nothing. A blank page, a quiet thought, a new idea. So the only real question left is the one this story asks us at the very end. What story will you begin? Thanks for digging into this with me.